is one of my closest cousins. I did ask him, to move in with me. But after that, it just got different because of the fact being that he was never paying his rent on time. I was always having to hound him for the rent.
So what was the agreement on rent? What was he supposed to pay?
He was supposed to be paying $800 a month. And I made a deal with him that he can pay me once a week because that's how he was being paid. So that way you don't have to come up with all of it at one time.
What was that payment every week?
So 800 divided by the 4, so that's $200 a week.
Armando, you decided to move in with your cousin, but you had some hesitation?
Oh, definitely.
What was the hesitation?
I told my family that Marcos had asked me to move in with them, and I wanted to jump at it right away, but they had told me, I think about it before you do that, and I asked them why. They said, you'll see. So upon moving in, yes, it was going smoothly as far as the payments. I started struggling financially.
So despite what your family warned you about, which could have just been
I still
simple.
moved in.
Family, just because you guys are family and grew up close, doesn't mean that it's a good idea to live together. You can't live with everybody, right?
True.
Okay, so you decided to still move in, and your understanding of what you were going to pay monthly was what?
When you first moved in, it was $150 a week.
Okay, $600 a month. Is that what you remember? Because you say $800, he's saying it was $600.
No, it wasn't correct. The $600 he's probably referring to is the car. Because if you break down the car, it was going to be a total of $150 a week for the car.
Before you offered to sell him your car, how many months was he falling behind on rent?
About a couple $100 behind.
Okay.
So then we got into the next month. He was telling me that he's struggling. He can't get to work. His car got repoed. That's the reason why I offered to sell him my vehicle. I figured if he doesn't have a vehicle to get to work, he doesn't have no money, he can't pay me rent. So I just offered, I said, hey, I'll sell you my vehicle. I have an extra car, I got a new car, you can buy my vehicle. I knew that he was gonna be struggling. He has his kids, he has to pick up his kids. So I figured, okay, look, buy my car for me, we'll set up payments, and then in 6 months, he would have the car paid off in 6 months.
And you agreed to a weekly payment of $350 going towards rent and a car payment.
Yes.
Is that right? So what happened?
During that time, I got laid off without even knowing, to be honest. So right away, I told him, he had a hard time believing me with that. And I got my old job back, and I started making the payments, and then I just kept getting hit with the financial issues.
Why didn't you believe him?
One of my other cousins got him a job doing roofing. My cousin told him straight out, when their work is slow, you gotta go through the process, file for unemployment, do that whole stuff so you still have a consistent income. When work picks back up, you check back in and we'll put you back to work. He didn't follow through. So I wasn't aware he got laid off until my other cousin was the one that told me, yeah, he just didn't show up to work. He was supposed to show up and he didn't show up. And so that's when they let him go.
Were you relying on his money? If he'd have said, I don't want to move in with you, would you have stayed in that townhome?
Yes. I agreed to move into that location prior to him even agreeing to move in with me. Because at that point when I told him to move in, he was living with his parents, which was super crowded. He had the kids. So I told him, look, you can move in with me. It's a 4-bedroom. 2 bedrooms were upstairs, and those are the 2 bedrooms that were back to back. Nobody else lived up there besides him. So I told him, hey, look, you have all that space up. You have your own bathroom. Just pay the rent on time. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm excited. Like, basically telling me he could do it.
How long had you lived in the townhome before you moved in?
So I moved in August of 2020. He moved in October, November of that same year, 2020.
And you're claiming that the damage that was done was only done in his room?
Yes, so there was damage that was done on the walls, a TV mount that was left.
Okay.
Landlord said he had to remove that from there and fill in the holes if the holes were drilled too deep. There's also other damage on page 15.
I see doorknobs.
Correct. So that doorknob, I don't know which child of his locked the door. I wasn't home. All I know is that the door was open by that time I got there.
Our niece that was living there at the same time, she had accidentally locked it, so I had to open it.
My niece that's older, she's
Not his daughter?
No, she's 20. If she would have told me that she locked the door, we already know we would have discussed that. We would have got a locksmith. It would have been a lot easier. It wouldn't have been broken in.
Okay, and what about this carpeting here?
So the carpeting is from the upstairs. So the landlord charged me to clean all the carpet.
Aren't you responsible for some of this too? I mean, were you not going up and down?
We split the cost on the stairs because I was responsible for half of it. He's responsible for the other half. Okay. The way that it breaks down, if you look on page 22, there's a breakdown from the landlord. First floor, that door with the doorknob that was ripped off, that was $300. Taking down and repairing the...
Yeah, but he's listing things that you are also responsible for.
Correct.